to this xp, we are derived fo upon inside the bracket k minus m omega square cos of phi plus c omega sin of phi. This is equation F, and from this sin of phi, from this diagram we can also calculate the sin of phi, cos of phi, and which will be this part of this force polygon we are drawn here. Okay, so friends, what will happen, just put these values, substituting these values of sin of phi, cos of phi in this equation F. So we will write next step. So what is the value of this sin omega phi and cos omega phi we are putting in this equation, and right here x is equal to F4 upon this term km, this is the as it is, and right here m omega square into this cos of phi, this term again k minus m omega square upon inside the square root k minus m omega square plus c omega square, this bracket square. Okay, here bracket square is remaining, bracket square. So next what will happen here, this term, this c here, c omega into sin of phi, putting the value of c omega into sin of phi here in this equation, right here c omega into c omega upon sin of phi is c omega upon the bracket, inside the bracket k minus m omega square. Okay, this bracket square, here is the bracket square plus c omega square, c omega square. So friends, what will happen here is square is remaining. Okay, up to this is the equation. Now here, so simplifying this equation, I will write here x is equal to F4 upon this k omega, k minus m omega square, this is two terms are common, that is the k minus m omega square bracket square upon this term is also common to both the one, so we will write directly c omega square, and this is the under, this term is common, so written here directly this m omega square bracket square plus c omega square. Okay, c omega bracket square, this term is common, we are taken directly here, written here directly. So just resolving this equation, I will write here next step, x is equal to F4 into this square root will go upside, that is the k minus m omega square plus c omega bracket square upon this term k minus m omega square plus c omega square. Okay, and we know that this term, this omega, m omega square, k, we have taken the outside here, k term we have taken outside. What will happen here, we know this omega, this term will become, you can write, solving this one, therefore first we solve this one, remaining will be the next k minus m omega square bracket square plus inside the bracket c omega square is c bracket square. So we have taken the term k common outside here. So what will happen, x is equal to F4 by k upon 1 minus m omega square by k plus c omega by k is, if I taken outside the k and we written in numerator. What will happen here? We know this m omega square k. Therefore, this m omega square upon k is nothing but the is equal to, you can write here, omega square upon k by m. Means what? Means this k by m is nothing but the, we can write omega square k by m. This natural frequency omega n. So omega square upon omega n square. And this is nothing but the, you can write like this also, omega by omega n bracket square. Okay. And here one more term, this is there. We know that this zeta, damping factor, zeta is equal to C upon Cc, and one more term is there, the C is equal to 2 into inside the bracket 2 into inside the bracket Km. These two terms is already we have studied, and here the C omega by K, this term we are solving here. This C omega by K. For this, what we are writing? This C omega, we have to solve it. This C omega term. Okay. How to solve this C omega? Just put the values here. C omega. I clean it. The paper. Here, C upon Cc into Cc C omega by K. I just introduce the Cc, and in terms of Cc, I written here zeta. Okay. What is the equation? Zeta, and this Cc omega by K. Okay. Cc omega by K, and C by Cc is zeta. C by Cc is zeta. In terms of this C, okay, in terms of this Cc or this C, what we written here twice under root of Km into this omega upon K. This Km upon K, what will happen? This term, C omega K, we are converting in the form that remaining is what? 2 zeta into this m, k and omega. This m by k, it's not m k, m by k, I can write like this also, twice zeta into omega, or below this reciprocated k by m. We can write this twice zeta omega by omega n. This is nothing but the omega n is equal to k by m. So omega by omega n. So remaining this C omega k, nothing but the twice zeta omega by omega n. Okay. This omega by omega n is nothing but the frequency ratio. Omega by omega n is also introduced this new term, that is the frequency ratio. Already we have studied this term. Which one? This term m omega square is k upon k, and C omega into upon k. So that two terms are, when you introduce here, so that equation becomes, this equation becomes how? This amplitude of this vibration, that is the unknown, we don't know, that we have to find out. That equation, final equation becomes under root 1 minus, first I will put here omega by omega n square, that is this one. Okay, this in terms of replacing the m omega square by k with this omega by omega n. Okay, bracket close square and plus inside the bracket twice zeta, this one. Okay, omega by omega n bracket close square. So this is the term. This is for the amplitude vibration x. Substituting these values of this c omega k and k omega square x in this equation, we got it, this equation. Okay, this final equation, what we know the static deflection. When there is a static deflection st, so at that time this omega is equal to omega n. There is no frequency, and due to this the force, the deflection due to this force is equal to F0. Okay, that means what, x is equal to F0 by k. F0 by k. So due to the static deflection, in this static deflection, what will happen? St is equal to F0 by k. So we can write here also x is equal to xst upon this total term 1 minus omega by omega n square bracket square plus twice zeta omega by omega n square bracket square. So from this also you can find out this by using this equation, also useful to get the value of the amplitude for the harmonic force. And we know that phi is equal to tan inverse of the c omega by k upon 1 minus m omega square by k. So we know this value of this c omega by k and m omega square by k. Putting these values here in this equation, converting in the form of the theta, we put this value in here, in this also omega by omega upon 1 minus omega by omega n. So this means what? This amplitude is depend on this here frequency and the damping factor. Amplitude, there is a relation between the amplitude and displacement. So finally the xp were obtained here. Xp is equal to this f4 sine of omega t minus phi. Okay, this is your equation. X in this xp, the equation of this xp, I will first write the equation of xp is like this. I will show you how the xp is there. See, the I will write here again xp. In that x we have just find out the value of x, and that value of xp sine omega t minus phi. Okay, so in this equation the x we have just find out value of x here, that already we have written here in terms of the here this equation we have written here. Okay, this I am writing here again one more time, and we are concluding with the xp. The xp, putting the value of x in this equation, I write here xp is equal to f4 into the sine of omega t minus phi upon this k inside the bracket 1 minus this omega by omega n square bracket square plus twice zeta omega by omega n bracket close square. So friend, this is the equation, final equation for the xp. Okay, but we know that the complete solution x is equal to xc plus xp. Already we written that equation. This x is equal to, for the xc, where in previous video was that video, that capital X into e raised to minus zeta omega n t into the sine of this omega d t plus phi. Okay, and now this xp, we will just find out the value of xp. I will write here xp is f4 sine of omega t minus phi and upon here k under root of 1 minus omega by omega n square bracket square plus this term to zeta omega n omega by omega n bracket close and square. Okay, so friend, this is the final equation for the finding the complete solution. So this type of equation which is helpful to you. Now in this equation, the represent the complete solution x, okay, and this is for the underdamped condition, and the actual practice, the value of this complementary function, this term is xc and this term is nothing but your xp. Okay, when the xc is actually become negligible with the time, I will show you the graph to explain you, clear you this idea. I will show you the graphs for this type of the equation. Here I will explain you these graphs. This is the three graphs are there. These are the three. I show you. This is first for the xc transient vibration. For xc, see, this is the xc transient vibration. It is like this, and it's a viscous damp equation. xc is derived like a viscous damp, considered as the viscous damp condition, and this will be goes on decreasing. And in xp, this continuous harmonic motion. Okay, continuous. So addition of xc plus xp will get the final solution like this. This is a complete solution with the xc and xp, and final x we obtain with the green line. See a green line. You can take the screenshot also. xc with the blue line, xp the red line, and x is the final solution for this. Okay, friend, these three waves which will represent the harmonic motion, and this addition of these two by differential solution for these two is represented by this graph. I will obtain this graph by the number of values, putting the values in this graph, and we can draw the graph. This graph is represent displacement versus time for this state vibration, and this is your xp, means the harmonic motion. In fact, this is the analytical method to calculate the value of this x. Okay, so similarly you observe in a graphical method. If you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it for the more videos. Kadam Academy.